Hey there, and welcome back to the Train of Thought, an educational monster train series where we fight the divinity in every run. So, this is the first episode of Monster Train I'm recording after my absolutely ridiculous work week. There was a lot of corporate travel involved, and there was an industry day that I had to go to, and omitting certain details that I can't share or shouldn't share, we'll say it that way. There was a particularly important government customer that I had to provide a demo of our software to, and while I was expecting it to happen at some point during the day, it was a complete surprise to me when it finally happened. The vice president of business development sort of just walked over in the midst of a crowd with that customer and was like, "Hey, here you go," introduced the person, and then asked me to kind of take it away. My preparation was basically non existent. I mean, I know how to speak to our tools and things, but I essentially had to improvise the entire thing. And why this is interesting is because my ability to improvise and keep conversation moving in things like Monster Train recording, for instance, literally what we're doing right now, played a huge role in my ability to actually do that. Never let it be said that recording videos for YouTube doesn't help in real life as well. So that was an absolutely wild situation. It went great. I did a fantastic job. I got huge kudos from the VP. Felt good, right? It feels good getting props by those folks and, getting some recognition. So I was very excited for that. I am, however, extremely tired because the drive was incredibly long and lots of traffic and things like that. So it's pretty rough. It's not the worst, though. It's over, right? It's done. It's the weekend now for me. So, yeah, incredible work. Go team. And now we're going to play some Monster Train. I think you've probably picked up on me commenting on that I was going to be doing this activity because I think I've mentioned it in a couple videos, but I was never very specific. Industry days range from very busy to very boring, depending on, well, in my industry at least, depends on location and a lot of other factors. Sometimes there's just hundreds of people coming and visiting, sometimes there's not. And I think in this particular instance, I would say there wasn't a ton, but we did have that one really important demo, so it was super worth it all the same. Woof, I'm ready for some time off, however, we'll put it that way. So, anyway, getting into Monster Train, our previous run was with Chief. It was a really good run. It brought us up to 265 wins in the series. Fantastic. We had Decayer 3 in front of a Shard Soul Carver infused Horned Warrior with plus 25 and multi-strike. Very solid. We elevated them up with a Railhammer plus Iron Drop Cage support, right? We actually pushed them to the top floor. Old Magic's Ascend here was huge, prevented me from having to go hard on space, for instance. And then Iron Drop Cage for the boss was also helpful as well, right? We had the Railhammer in order to get a lot of armor out of the Carver Infusion. So pretty good stuff, all things told. A very solid win in the end. So we're moving on to Queen. Hooray, we love Queen. She's doing great. And we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get it going. A short-ish intro today, only 3.5 minutes. Let's do it. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. I've been very distracted this weekend doing all sorts of just playing games. I'm just basically cooling down is the way I would say it. It's easy for me to get into recording and then kind of, I don't want to say burn out because it's not burning out. It's just sometimes I need to do something else that doesn't involve me talking, especially after a work week that involved me talking an absolute truckload at this industry day. So in order to keep my voice from dying, I've been avoiding doing too much recording back to back. It has put me behind a little bit. I have not caught up to where I need to be for the week, but at the same time, it's been, refreshing. It's been nice to just kind of chill. So I do still want to get some recording in. That's why we're here. But that's basically where I'm at. Feeling pretty good overall, though. I'm still kind of riding that high of doing a successful job and also the high from having it in the past, right? I'm done with it. So I don't have to do it again. At least now. All right, so let's get in on this. Today we are Exile, Hellhorned, default Umbra. It's not great, but it's fine, I suppose. Hellhorn can carry the day for sure. We have Plating Sealed Daedalus, Spell Shield Fell, Diligent Seraph. Diligent Seraph with Imps, you know, we're going to have to work at this, make sure we have some solution in play. Fortunately, our spells are pretty good for it, our starting cards. We have Hornbreak, fantastic, a ping. We have Prismal Dust, fantastic, it's defense. Rage Serum, sure, why not? It's low opportunity cost, and it's okay, at best. This is not a very good card, but it's also not a terrible card because it kind of just goes away, and it's a really good fodder into Diligent, actually, so we'll take it. Alright, this is a Train of Thought episode. Temples today are on 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Okay, we do get one on ring 8. Every time you see the 3 in the beginning, you should be worried about the rest. But we do get a 4th temple, and it's at ring 8, which is the best time to have it. There's a removal dupe on Magic side on 8, really good if we can use it. Random dupe on 7. Magic Shop competes, no steal or removals. Steal and Magic on 6. Magic Stronger has the Vortex. Nothing else of note here. Trinket Shop with Cave Vortex and a Horde in the middle. That Trinket Shop's basically unusable on 5 unless we have a lot of money walking into it. It's possible, I suppose, but unlikely. It's unfortunate because the Steel Shop competing with it has the money and Pyromane, so generally it's not very good. We'll see what we do here. Dupe Hellhorned Banner on 4 competes with Steel Vortex on 4. Steel Vortex means we might be able to pivot to that Trinket Shop, right? If we have the money for it, it could work out. Double Magics in the early game. Ugh. Only banners in the early game are Umbra banners. Gross. I can envision some runs that win that way anyway, but I'm going to be hoping for a unit draft. Something on the Hellhorned side, I think. Anyway, I'm going to click Forever Flame over Shadow Box here for sure. We have Imps. It's ridiculous. We have Train Stewards. It just provides so much Ember support here. It's incredible. Yeah, great. Take the money, of course. Imperialist, always, never royalty there. Royalty is abysmal. The DLC does not support single enemy hits at all. I think we can get away with this Mark of Invasion. If I have to play bottom floor because of a terrible draw, it's okay. Ah, we're actually fine. Let's see what the Shade Splitter is. Okay, it's actually Health Morsel, which is pretty cool. That means we can take 10 on that, ping 1 out, and then you go Queen plus Train Steward here, and you clean the floor up. We get the other one downstairs. Pretty solid. Alright, I want an Imp here. Great. We do see an Imp here. Fantastic. I do think the correct play is to play the Hornbreak downstairs, kill that scary fella, take a Shade Splitter. Ah, fantastic. I can't fit it, in fact. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to burn a Prismal Dust for 3 here. I'll put the Antember Morsel downstairs. It'll tank for that. That works. Sure, we get the Collector. Fantastic. Try to see if I can fish for good stuff. Yeah, this is a... It's tough because I'd really like to throw this Imp, which does 20 and saves us 2 damage, but playing the Jeweler may be the correct play. I think I'm going to throw the Imp here. It cleans the floor up in a nice way, so I like that, because we do 15, it does the 10, gets the kill, so that's pretty solid. Let's play some other things out down middle. I'm actually just going to put the Jeweler downstairs. It should be okay. We're at risk of not really clearing this boss very well, unfortunately, but I think we can get it, right? You put the Queen Zimpling down. Remember, he does trample, so we'll put it in back. I guess, yeah, we'll put it in back because it does something. Yeah, it's 5 times. I put the Prismal Dust in, we push good numbers here. I'm not at risk of losing too much here. I think we're going to be okay. The Prismal Dust does a lot there. Just so many random hits. Now, the floor wasn't very strong, but it's okay. Let's see what these morsels end up being. We'll look at all of them. Oh, yeah, great. We get an Excavator, so we're actually just super chilling here, I think. Not a problem at all. Cool. Good. Great work. I don't even have to click these. Why am I clicking these? Ah, whatever. It's fine. Shoot the boss. Okay. Lifesteal does a lot there. We get the win. Get everything. No damage taken. Fantastic. Good. Perfect. We're going to click Ritual of Battle. It's a -2 target. It's scaling. We're going to take scaling when we can see it. Molting Imp is nice, but, you know, it's not one of the two better imps here. We'll take the damage when we get it. Grab Perils? I don't know. Perils is not bad. I have... The Ritual could be the angle, though, and it's also a little more secure and a Diligent. If I didn't have the Ritual, I think Snap Perils here for sure. But we have something already that says damage. How many magic shops am I really running into? I don't think I go to either of these. I do need banner units, so probably going Umbra, even though it's not great. Hopefully we see something like a Welder Helper. That would be nice for Queen, so she could chill bottom floor or something. Hopefully there's some answer there. What else can we say? Double magics early. We're missing magics in the mid-game. There's a good magic shop on 6. There's not a lot of great opportunities here for it. We do get the removal dupe. Actually, you have pretty decent alignments on magic in the late game, so it's not a bad pick. I think maybe it's just Mind Collapse, though. Maybe it's Making of a Morsel? No, I don't need the Morsel generation. If we end up on Alloyed Construct, we at least have Shade Splitters to keep ourselves afloat. Let's take the Mind Collapse, I suppose. I think it's better. I should take spells here anyway. I'm going to go look for a unit. Unfortunately, it's an Umbra unit, but it's what we get. Multi-strike, damage, shield 3. Is this winnable with Crucible Collector? He's not a good unit, is the problem, but there is a multi-strike right there. Huh. I don't like it, but I do think we take it. Now the real question is, do I actually feed this guy and pay attention? Or what if I just do Morselmaster instead? It's bizarre, and he's also not great, but he's smaller. I could fit him with the Queen reasonably, I suppose. It's also not great, though. That's going to be reliant on something like Fledgling Imp showing up, I think. Okay, so this is a good example of adapting to the run, right? We have a multi-strike and a damage shield 3. Our upgrades are fantastic. We should pick something that squarely wins with that. I think Morselmaster is actually better here in sort of a bizarre fashion because of the smaller size. We're going to take the upgrades, as weird as it seems, and we're going to go, I guess, right? There's really no question about it in my mind. Plus 30 on a Hornbreak's not bad. That does just kill a guy, but I don't really feel like that adds a lot of value. The infusion here is who knows what. I have no idea what the correct infusion into a Morselmaster is, of all things. Maybe they'll show me, I don't know, Morsel Maid. Look, give me this unit draft. I need options. We win this combat at least, so I'm not that concerned about it. We're going to yeet an Imp to save the Ember Drain here. Go ahead and shoot the man downstairs and play the other Imp out. It's fine. Alright, I'll play a Rage Serum. You could have put him in front, which was certainly an option as well, but I have a feeling that our plan here is going to be, I don't know, play the ritual when you see it, I guess. There's really not a lot of, like, anything else I could tell you about here. It's correct in this case to play the Rubble Morsel in front to tank, and then drop in the Prismal Dust, I think. As bizarre as that sounds. Sure, seems good to me. We actually get to eat one as well. I'm going to pop the guy in front. Let's take this Shade Splitter first. Same deal as before, you tank with it, and then we shoot this fella to save the 9, and then we're going to play a Prismal Dust. Okay, sure, all I need to really draw here is, what? Some kind of backline. Okay, we found it. Backline damage, Ritual of Battle, and I'm pretty sure that wins this combat, as stupid as this is. So, sure, great, wonderful news. Yeah, look at that, it does it. Hooray. Oh, look at that. We actually get to put in Double Jeweler, which does something meaningful here, too, which is cool. If you put down the Lifesteal guy, they just kill themselves on the spikes, which is funny, but not helpful. Give me a good Imp. You know what? Welder Helper is a good imp. I'll take it. That's something. Now, this is neither Fledgling Imp. Well, Fledgling Imp's the only other one worth considering here. Welder Helper is fine. We'll take him. He's great. Cool. Give me another Perils. I'm just going to take the Space Prism actually useful. I have a 1-space guy. It might not be. Right? If I find a good infusion here, a good example might be like Branded Warrior, maybe? If we can get him rolling, we could maybe get some floor-wide stuff. It's an option, I suppose. Do you want to just take this Perils anyway? I don't really need these other things. I could always just not use it. I'm going to take the Perils. It's at least circumstantially is the word I was looking for. I almost said circumnavigating, and I said that's definitely not the word. Okay, so now we finally get some good units. I sure wish I had seen one of these before. Horned Warrior is not impossible thanks to the Damage Shield 3, but Divinity is going to be a problem with that. We could, of course, do Crucible Collector. Alloyed Construct prevents us from stacking them up, but it is another multi-strike. We could hard pivot here. We don't have another Steel Shop for a bit. It's a bit of a bummer. I could also actually play the Morselmaster in front to eat the morsels, and then he benefits from the multi-strike a little better. I'm leaning against the Horned Warrior. I don't like this Fragile here. I don't think it's Alloyed Construct. Is it just Crucible Collector? Is that even really good? Not really. In fact, it's quite bad. In fact, it's not good. I'll put it that way. I'm going to grab the Collector because I could create a reasonable floor out of this, potentially. I think better than the Alloyed Construct. Yikes. Umbra banners, man. We're going left. I want to look at this magic shop. Give me a -2. Spell chain. I mean, they give me the spell chain here. Give me a holdover. Remove, consume, no. I'll take a -1 into ritual here, and we're going to re-roll. I'm going to put a +10 on Hornbreak. It's just strong. Spin it. Permafrost, of course. Of course, Permafrost. What does that mean for me? Means we're going to make ritual cost 1, so if I see an X5, it's not bad. We're going to give some upgrades here. The spell chain is tricky. If we see an X5, I'm just going to do Ritual and not Perils, so I think we hold off on some of this here. Yeah, I'm going to chill on that for now. We have another opportunity for an infusion next. Let's look at this cave. Purge a spell. Get an upgraded version later. What is... This is like reserve... I can get reserve health, and then there's 2 options that make it free. One that gives you money, and one that gives you spreading spores effect. Purging a unit is also not great, although you could give it an extinguish tank effect, which is not terrible. Potentially it rolls endless. Let's purge a unit here, and not the Welder Helper, because I want to have that available when I visit this steel shop. Let's purge just a Queen's Impling. This seems weird, but you can roll endless, and if I roll endless like that with the other effects, it's actually pretty decent. I guess we move on. That's pretty weak, but we're going to stay 10 shards here. I just don't feel terribly powerful. And I don't think we reasonably can go Spell Chain Perils here, right? We had like the 1 chance, and then we have to wait forever to see another chance. I don't like it. Not a big fan. Intrinsic into, say, Prismal Dust is reasonable. This is good for survivability on Divinity. It's not a bad choice. I'm going to grab that, just in case that ends up panning out. We really don't have a good direction here, though, so we're going to still look, right? I was hoping for, I don't know, anything. That cave could have been much more impactful. Okay, so the play here is Morselmaster is just going to take the Ember Drain because I want to create the extra Jeweler here. So we're going to accept this. We get the Excavator in... I guess I could put it in front and still get some. Sure, I'll take 1 bomb, I guess. And then the Hornbreak is going to be spent downstairs, killing the 9x2. And we're not going to... I mean, I may as well burn the Prismal Dust. The 1 is fine. Sure. Fine. Okay, we're going to continue to look for Shade Splitter action here. This tanks the bomb in a big way. We are going to take the Ritual here as well. Play some Imp nonsense. We just have a guy on mid-floor to take excess morsels, which I guess is fine. So, sure. Excess morsels, as if that's going to ever happen, but you never know, I suppose. We can double blast middle here. It's fine. Top floor is clearing, so I don't have to put an Imp up there, which is nice, I suppose. Play a Shade Splitter. Play it middle. It's pretty good, right? Only 1 dies. That's fine. Train Steward. Sure. Let's shoot the guy downstairs. Top floor is in a good place. If I incant it even once, it doesn't change anything, right? Because he goes to 3. So our play is to go downstairs instead. And don't play the Prismal Dust. Because I would like to get the Jeweler. Yeah, sure. Seems good. We're doing all right. I mean, the floor is clearing. Looks solid. We're going to play Welder Helper first because it will be yeeted, which is great. We put it in front so it attacks first. Then we can face tank with some morsels, which saves some damage shield. Pretty decent. All right, we clear the floor. Great. Sure. Shards are low enough. I'm not afraid here, so that's good. Take a Shade Splitter. I'm going to go ahead and toss the Queen Zimpling in to face tank this. Shade Splitter again. I will play Jeweler double up. I can't really save this guy unless I put a Train Steward in front, so I will. Okay, sure. We should win on top, no problem. But Shade Splitter says, yes, this is a good one. We're going to save... Oh, health is interesting, too. Damage, I think, is just universally superior here, though. I'm going to go ahead and Perils downstairs, because it does actually kill a guy. And then we get more damage shield by activating this than we do by Mind Collapse into this. I could have done this a different direction and potentially had a similar play, but it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, yeah, we're fine. Then you just stick a Jeweler Boy in front and you're good. This man really doesn't stand much chance against this much damage shield doing, what, 120 damage a round, so should be okay. Alright, now I need direction game. Dark Deal? Is it ever Dark Deal? Is that ever good enough? I don't really like self-pinging here. Now, if I pivoted on Imp Parade for the eventual fledgling imps, is that ever a functional line? Maybe. It's not bad. I would need an Endless on the Welder Helper anyway, but that enables me to support the team. Possibly. I think the best thing I could roll into here is Transcend Imp, and then essentially... like, some means of getting fledgling imps, like Imp in a Box, Imp Sickle, something like that. Tricky. Alloy is always good. Dark Deal might just be better. The problem is we have no real defense on this unit, right? It's just like 3 hits and then 10 health, and that's it. So he's got the stats, but what else is he doing? I don't know. Maybe it's Alloy of the Ancients. I think it actually is Alloy of the Ancients, if I'm being honest with you. Sure, we'll take it. Cool, Morsel made. Alright, direction acquired. I talked about this earlier as an option. Now that does mean I only get the 1, right? They don't play nice with each other, so we will need card draw out the wazoo here. And I need to find a Trample Stone, and we need Endless. Okay, we have direction though. We can make this work. I need, what? Plus 30. Intrinsic. Okay, I need Morsel Generation now. Endless, please. Yeah, Endless. Very good. Endless on the Welder Helper now gives me a tool. I'm going to put the damage shield 3 on that Welder Helper too. This lets me actually keep it alive to be thrown if I play top floor, but also doubles up as a super tank in front if I ever need it. So it's a really good throw imp play. Alright, we're looking solid. I need to do the infusion now, or else Morselmaster is going to have a struggle about it. Bizarre. It's not as good as the other direction, let me be clear, right? Get rid of Collector, he gets in the way, get rid of... Honestly, a lot of this stuff is actually pretty decent, because we don't have many cards. I'm going to still get rid of units, because they slow me down. This is obviously worse than the other direction, right? The other direction being Morselmaster into Morselmaid. The difference is I already have the multi-strike, and I'm not messing around with that. Because I can't afford the reroll and maybe look for it here. So we do what we can. And we're not seeing Imp Parade. That's going to have to be okay. We're going to rely on Imperialist to kill most of a floor. And then we're going to... Yeah, and then we're going to farm morsels to the best of our ability. I need to draft spells to protect my floor. Yeah, okay. It's a pretty good draft, honestly. We could play bottom floor here, potentially. Bottom floor is risky if I draw poorly, though. That's a concern. Now, again, I can also play him in the back. I think... Ooh, that's tough. Poor draw means I eat like 100 damage here. And the other thing is, once I have the Welder Helper, we're golden. So I think we just actually play top floor and don't overthink this too much. Yeah. Play top floor, don't overthink it. Alright, cool. We get the Welder Helper, it's great. Fantastic. Play morsels out, important. Now, unfortunately, I don't high roll the Collector's position here, so it's a shame, but fine. Burn cards. We lose the Collector. I had a lot of cards that could answer this, but unfortunately, that's just the thing we're dealing with here. Alright, take morsels. Great work. Eat, please. Thank you. Great. Play out a guy. I'll save 1 damage shield here. Looking okay. Alright, fine. We're going to do okay on this combat. The wideness of the situation is not a problem. Put the armor in front. We essentially don't have any risk as far as clearing these waves because, well, I guess there is the chance. Like, if you look here, this one's going to be tricky. Only 30 in the back, so... Unfortunately, we have tools for this, right? So I'm not afraid. I can just pop one of these dudes and it's got him. We got him. Then we do the same on mid-floor and still got him, so all good. But, yeah. And we're generating defense as well, so it will do. It'll do just fine. Play the morsel, cool. It doesn't really matter all that much. Yeah, our stats gain, our very slow stat gain here. It's a little bit of a bummer. There's actually sometimes an argument to play it in front, but I'm not really putting a lot of stock into it right now because it doesn't actually matter. We win this combat, no problem. We only have to think a little bit harder in some later cases. Like, number-wise, this doesn't look great. We're only doing, what, 140 damage here? So... Now, fortunately, we are drawing a lot of morsels, because there's very few cards remaining in our deck. 160 is pretty low on turn, what, like 6 or something? So, not great. We need more morsel generation. Yeah, Consume Crown, sure, every little bit counts. Inferno is a tool, and it's a tool I'm going to take. Yep, great. Cool. Cannibalize. Can I use Cannibalize? The problem is throwing Imp. Now, one other option we can consider is duping this Imp. I only use, what, 3 space on the floor. I could even play mid-floor with 4 space. I'm using 3. So if I dupe Imp, that puts me at 5. So, and we can of course just play morsels before we play the last Imp because it's free, so I don't care. So that's an option. Do I need to take Cannibalize? There might be an ability to use this here. I'm going to grab it. I think that's potentially a solution. What did I roll? Extinguish, deal damage to the front enemy. I think this does get Endless. Hold on to it, champ. Hold on. I think we're good. That does give me Endless, which is fun. No money, unfortunately. It's not great. Steel Shop doesn't really help me at all. It's just I think I'm going to go left and then look sad at the trinket shop, pretty much. The removals speed me up a bit. Yeah, I guess so. What do you got for me that I'm going to feel bad about? Impsicle! Impsicle, my brother! Well, okay, maybe there's some way of getting cash here. Let's look at the cave first. Yeah. Give me money. Is Frozen Nostalgia ever it? No. Just a couple spells. I mean, it does help Mind Collapse now. We could get away with it, is the thing. Like I said, I'm only using 4. Railforger's Hammer lets me play middle, which is amusing, I suppose. I think it's fine. That actually does protect the Morselmaster pretty well, but it forces me to go faster. Possible. Something to consider. We should maybe grab this just because. Yeah, I'll do it. Fine. That didn't give me money. I was kind of hoping it would give me cash. Like 150 gold right here would be huge. Railhammer's cooking, though. I'll take that. That helps with the Welder Helper business. I might seriously consider a dupe self-infuse imp as well as an option. I can dupe on 7, self-infuse on 8, dupe again, generate a ton of armor there. We should at least grab the Railhammer. I'm not mad about it. It is a bit of a bummer, though. I'm going to save morsels. All my other cards are pretty much on lock. I'm just cutting bad units. We're going to move on. I'm very sad about Imp in a Box. That could have been a real good tool for things like... Trying to think of an example. Transcend Imp, pretty much anything. We have all the tools for it, right? So... Huh. I don't care about... This is the weird situation of I simply do not care about Ember Drain because it does not matter. Right? It matters actually so little that it's fine. Oh no, I gave him rage or something. Okay, well we get money at least. That's nice. Shade Splitter is more important than anything. True. Play the Welder Helper out. I don't want to give more rage here. The sweep is going to be annoying, so let's play these downstairs. Maybe we find some kind of draft for this, some solution or something. I'm going to go ahead and play, and then cannibalize. Immediate payout for that cannibalize. It's pretty solid here, I think. Airdrop in the ritual. We'll play another Shade Splitter out. Doing respectable numbers here. I actually think the correct choice... Is it play it in front? Yeah. Now, unfortunately, that does get this guy to walk on me. Is that a bummer, or what's the problem? Yeah, I should have maybe... I don't know. 45 damage is a lot to give up here. I'm going to have the opportunity to get it back. I'm not that upset about it, but it is something to be cognizant of. I'm going to throw a second imp upstairs. Ugh, really? I want to take this hit. I want to throw Inferno downstairs, but I don't think I can. $22 damage is a lot to take. I think we have to go this way. Yeah, we have to go that way. I'm going to go ahead and hit guy downstairs, then we'll take a Prismal Dust up top. It's fine, I suppose. We managed to kill it at least, which is something. Yeah, this is kind of what I was afraid of here. Bad draws on this one. We're going to eat dirt a little bit to this man. I am going to play him in the back here. This at least clears most of the floor, but... Ouch. Taking a lot of damage on this particular combat. Now, in this case, we're going to go ahead and hit this Excavator and toss a Cannibalize at him, and then chow down, which is something. Clearing the floor, at least, which is nice. I'm going to shoot the boss. Welder Helper upstairs. Alright, well, we clear it. A lot of damage taken. Most of this is, I would describe this, I don't want to say my fault, I don't know. It is, but I was more concerned about living. You can probably tell from my demeanor that I was not particularly, like 45 damage from that guy is rough, but yeah, we do make it. Maybe that was incorrect. I'd be up at, what, like 80-something here, and it wouldn't be nearly as bad, but at the same time, I don't know, it looked really rough. Well, I don't know what else to tell you. And then I Inferno my floor. Hopefully I don't need that much health for everything else. It was a gamble I took, and I think it was a mistake to do it, but fine. All for Mind Jacks. That's a bummer. Pyre Chomper is fun. Important Work is good. We'll go ahead and click that. It lets me get multiple plays. Gem Trove is pretty much has to be the pick, so I'll take it. Ugh, there goes all my Pyre health. Big bummer. It's the quick guy. That's a bummer. I don't like that. Well, it is what it is, I suppose. Don't need the Steel Shop. Not looking for another Endless. I'm going to the right. I get some health back at least, which is nice. Remove Consume. No. Make things cheaper? Definitely. Gem Trove needs to become playable. So that's good. I'm going to put a plus 10 on Mind Collapse here just to have it. It's safe. Reroll this. Permafrost. 20 Consume? No, I don't want to do that. Inferno is a little more expensive than I would like, but I think the Gem Trove being playable is more important here. I'm going to cut Train Steward. The Shade Splitters should not be cut. Although, once you reach a certain point, Gem Trove becomes just superior Shade Splitter. So I actually don't hate the idea of cutting a Shade Splitter. The thing you need to watch out for is actually Diligent, though, right? Let's cut a Queen Zimpling instead. Sure, moving on. Spell count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. No, that's not that many. It's 11, 12, 16, 17, 18. 18's a little low. There's no real rush to buy removals. All of the things that are bad are basically free to play. So, still looking at this 45 health. We'd be up at 106 here if I was playing it. I don't want to say it was a gamble, but also one that I think made sense. I was a little worried that those 45 damage would get Queen killed, though it didn't in this particular case. So, I don't know. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. This is a great example. I'm going to play Queen upstairs just to hit it with the perils. It's good. That lets me Inferno the scary floor downstairs, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and just throw some imps at the boss, I suppose. Sure. Seems okay. Quick imp. Go, my man. Go. Okay, play an imp upstairs is your friend. I am going to cannibalize one of the guys downstairs, because that's more important than anything else I could do here. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and kill the other friend, so I can get the Shade Splitter here, which is great. We are going to play other cards. Chiefly, I'll put in the damage shield in the back again. We're doing alright. Okay. Gem Trove, big plays. Shade Splitter first. I had to think about this for a hot moment. We do want to put down Welder Helper, yes. Yes. I do want to hit that Gem Trove, yes. Triple health morsels, exactly what I didn't need. I was looking for any of the guys that did damage, Mr. Monster Train, but, you know, I understand. Pop the guy on middle, we'll take armor. Alright, we're looking okay defensively. The question is really, are we offensively in a strong enough place? It's a good question. Shade Splitter for better morsels. Still, again, so much defense. We're really suffering from the lack of Morsel Maid's baseline effect, right? Ah, bummer. Oh well, fine. Baseline effect being the Gorge +2/+2, which really helps out, but I'm going to gamble on a Shade Splitter here. It's good. We get paid out. Great work. Other Shade Splitter. We don't get paid out, but that's okay. Taking a hit. It's that second guy causing me struggle. I'm going to go ahead and Inferno middle. This is a thing that a second imp would help with a lot. So, take another 18 there. It's a bummer. We're not going to really recover from that position, I don't think, of having spent 45 health there. So, that is just sort of the nature of where we're at. Damage numbers are at least getting up there a bit with the Gem Trove plays. That's solid. If I just shot this man, I'm just going to kill him. It's fine. Alright. Do we win this combat? It's a really good question, actually. Oh no, I gave him 10 armor. Take a miner. The miner certainly helps here. We got a lot of stats in the back, at least. That's pretty decent. Play everything else out. Well, we have a lot of armor. We're doing a decent amount of damage. It's not great, but, you know, it could have been worse, I suppose, is the way I would describe this. Yeah, I suppose so. We're at least... The gem trove has at least gotten us to, what, like 150? The real threat here is going to be mini-bosses, right? How am I going to face a mini-boss down? I think we win this combat. Yeah, look at that. We have to push through 200, though. It's really rough. Yeah, not great. Okay, I need to do a lot more damage. I'm only at 15 rage. I'm actually, you know, I'm very bummed that I skipped the Dark Deal in hindsight. At least, the problem is I didn't know I had Morselmaster at the time. Morselmaster changes the math a lot. I'm going to take Umbra Stone. I think the trample is going to be important. One Horn's Tome is tempting, but there's a lot of health that gets wasted. I like the third hit, though. Third hit, very good. It's possibly playable. I don't like how much health that burns through my Relentless. Becomes very flimsy, especially on Divinity. I'm going to take the Umbra Stone instead. It's a shame, but fair enough. I think we just need to keep rolling card draw here. Hit more morsels quicker. I am going to go to the dupe here. I think that is correct. Dupe. I'm going to look at this horde first. Gurg's Goad. Great. Simply great. I don't have a demon. Rough. Well, this is not Trader's Quill either. We don't have a lot of great hits for this. I'm going to go ahead and take Sinner Salve because I guess it's Diligent, so sure. That's a bummer. We are going to take Imperialist 3. I simply want more tank ability. Second Imp is doing nothing if it just dies immediately. We're going to go ahead and hit this Caverns. Nexus Spike. What's the best choice here? Inferno plus Gem Trove is drawing my attention right now. I know I'm never going to play it on a floor where the damage shield matters, but just simply playing Inferno for 2 Ember and then also getting 3 Morsels is pretty awesome. I think I'm going to do that. It's a pretty solid Nexus Spike. Yeah, you just play it on an enemy floor and kill them, I guess. That's pretty solid. Okay. Now, I could dupe that, potentially. I think the dupe, though, really has got to be Welder Helper here. I'm going to need 2 of these. And I think it's not even particularly close. I need to have a second imp. I need to be throwing 80 damage AoE. Yeah, that's going to do a lot of work. Yeah, pretty much. That's that. I could potentially take third imp, right? The question you have to ask yourself, is third imp for 120 sweep better? Now, of course, that eats my card draw in a bad way, too. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. We'll see how good this 2 is. I think 80 AoE is usually good enough as long as I can do some kind of work on this Inferno, right? Basically, the plan is going to be -1/-1 the Inferno. We'll move on from here. We're definitely getting 100 shards. I don't have to ask really questions about that. This is a very weak combat to... This first guy is the biggest threat to me. He's always upgraded. How do I do 240 on that turn? Honestly, great question. I'm probably not doing 240 on that turn. I think we turn this off or be prepared to eat, what, like 56 damage from him? I think is the number. How am I going to do that? Oh, it's such a big number to get to if he's jumping. I like it. If you can do like Inferno and even it out. I mean, the thing is, we're going to take so much damage to this. I need to turn this off. I don't think we push 240 quick enough, unfortunately. Let's take the Empling. No reason to take this Ember Drain, I don't think. And see, like here I can do 30 to him doesn't even do anything, actually, so why bother? I may as well just take 6 damage shield instead. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to Shade Splitter here. Alright, we gambled and won. Okay. I'm like, I need a Rubble Morsel here. Okay. I got something. I would like to... I'm going to gamble again. Ah, we lose. I was going to Inferno if we hit. The thing is that I really wanted to play the Ritual here. So what we're going to do instead is just take money. Because I'm not getting the other money. So, no Inferno support. Now, this is going to hurt. Super is gonna hurt. A decent roll overall. Let's hit that gem trove. Come on, you gotta give me attacking morsels. What is this, monster train? Woof, I can't even kill this guy here. I'm gonna just hit him upstairs. That's a huge bummer. Man does only hit me for a little, but I eat a lot of dirt for it. Fortunately, we do see Welder Helper, which is great. I'm very pleased about that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Shade Splitter. When we lose, I lose a lot of good cards here over this. That slows me down so much. Okay, well, that sucks. Hit Shade Splitter, just roll well. Alright, we roll well, it's good. We're going to double Welder Helper upstairs. Great. Shade Splitter is a good roll here. Alright, yeah, it's a good roll. Great. This lets me... The Trample Stone is less useful, but I can Inferno bottom floor, kill a bunch of guys, and yeah, we get some scaling upstairs in response to it, which is very helpful. This guy in the back is still walking on me, but I'm going to just go ahead and Inferno mid-floor here. Alright, we, take more damage. More damage, hooray! I can at least play the Ritual. It's more important than gambling on the rest of this stuff. This run is a struggle fiesta. Pretty much the only way I can describe it. It's just really not good. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot one of my guys in exchange for morsels. Scaling, question mark. Haven't even reached 100 damage yet. Awful. Honestly, terrible. Okay, well, at least we can keep playing the imps, right? They're free, which makes this a lot more tolerable. So that's nice. I don't know about self-infusing these imps, right? They don't really do anything. It's just armor. My defense is fine. It's a ton of armor, though. Let me be clear. Shoot that guy, it's fine. Oh no, +2, I mean, we're not worried about this man here. But... I finally cross 100 damage at the end. Ridiculous. I'm just going to sacrifice one of these dudes in exchange for better stats elsewhere. It adds up, right? Adds up. Guy in the back has just an absolute truckload of stats, so he'll take 165. Maybe the self-infuse is actually important. Our damage is not good. The other thought you should have here is, do I need to dupe Inferno to win? That's a great question. Imp in a box might be just the clutch I need. That means no Transcend Imp, though. It's a big bummer. Imp in a box can add all sorts of goods, though, right? There's a lot of things we can pick up here that are really strong. Tiresome Climb is nice, but our defense is not the question mark. I'm going to take the Imp in a box. It's a good remove consume target, by the way. Ember Forge, Cannibalize Mark II. I don't think so. Just redraw the damage shield. Gem Trove. I'm going to the right. It's always correct. Alright, Ashes of the Fallen is now pretty cooked. That's good. Where's my Imp Sickle video game? Where is it? Where's my Imp Sickle? Hold up, give me a remove consume. They did not. We're going to make Inferno cheaper. I can't be gambling on Ember Morsels for this. Buy the things you have to buy first. This Ashes, always happening. Literally no chance I don't take that. Take this. Okay, good. +10. Let's see. 30 damage connects with pretty much everything I care about, including Elite Purifiers. What would be the pickup that really wins at 60, huh? Or I guess it's actually 50 if I go there. 50 is not a great threshold. I guess with 2 casts you can kill 100. But that's not particularly worthwhile. No, I don't think that matters. We're going to re-roll this. Permafrost is not it. Holdover. It's not great, but Holdover Inferno is right there. It's not great, but it's right there. Think about this for a moment. Spell chain. I was looking for a remove consume because I was genuinely going to be like, yeah, actually, I do want to remove consume spell chain imp in a box. That would have been ridiculous. Just create 4 imps, and one of them is eventually going to be really good. But I'm still going to spell chain this. Final opportunity, spell chain, holdover perils. I don't think it's it, but it's not a bad call. It's more guaranteed. I need a counter. 2, 5, 9, 12, 13, 16, 20, 21. And I'm duping it. All right, you know what? I think I can get away with this, potentially. Not really very well. You see, the problem is I don't have a lot in the way of zero-cost spells. If I had more zero-cost Shade Splitters, it might be great. I also don't think I need it for him. What if... So, I'm going to go Holdover Perils. This could be the tool I need for Divinity, but it doesn't have to be the tool I take for Diligent. Yeah, okay, so -1 here goes into the Inferno. And then I'm gonna dupe that Inferno, I think, and it's not even particularly close. Do I need to self-infuse the Imp? It's not bad to do it. The AoE armor is helpful. It also lets me play it in front on a lot of turns, and it's very durable. It's like armor, what? Puts like 64 armor on itself plus 3 damage shield. I mean, at that point, you can basically tank even the 120 damage multi-strike wave with him, if I need to. I think he still dies, but, you know, that's a thought. The question comes down to, do I need 2 imps or more? I actually think double imps is going to be more valuable overall, simply by virtue of throwing 80 damage. And that means I think the play is duping Inferno here. This card is really important for Divinity waves and also mini-bosses. The thing about the Divinity is I'm going to be leveraging perils on Divinity specifically to win that combat. Yeah, we're going to go dupe Inferno here. The removals are speed me up moves. These are going to essentially just be cut imps, right? I'm going to keep the extinguish imp because that just seems it's better than nothing. I'm going to drop 2 normal imps here. These don't do anything for me, really. Okay, the last question then, is there an intrinsic that really kind of runs this and really just goes hard? There's good ones. Imp in a Box, Important Work, fine, I guess. They're not that great, though. I guess Intrinsic Nexus Spike is pretty decent. The thing is, it's competing with my Intrinsic Prismal Dust, but I also kind of don't mind that much. It gets me rolling, at least, which I appreciate. Is it worth 10 shards? Maybe. I don't know. We're pretty weak. Making bosses, mini-bosses, and Divinity harder is not a great look here, right? We're fairly weak. This run actually sucks. This run is bad, and I think this run is all about force-feeding a solution. Now, there might have been a world where I take the Morsel Maid, go the other direction, gamble on a bunch of steel shops, and maybe find another multi-strike, possibly. But there's also the world where I do that, miss every other multi-strike, and then lose because I don't do a big enough single hit to clear waves. So this is, I think this is going to be correct. Even though we have slower scaling than we want, we do at least hit twice, which matters. Are we good? Is this intrinsic really going to change anything? I don't think it is. We could do like rando infusion, but again, that's not important. Stay it low. And I think this is it. This is where we're at. 100 out of 100. All right. I haven't played a run this low to the ground in a while, but this is a tough one. I actually don't think mathematically we stand much of a chance. This run, honestly, pretty terrible at 200 if we had rolled this for a train of thought. So, hey, look, we got the Nexus spike anyway. It's actually super free. Playing top floor, of course. We're going to go ahead and Nexus spike first. Huge value. Great work. Immediate morsels. We're going to save as many rando spells as we can. I think I am just going to Inferno the boss here. It is free damage. Sure. Alright. Drawing all those on turn 1. Terrible news, by the way. Absolutely horrific news. So, that's terrible. It's a lot of... Is the ritual worth more? It is, actually, yes. Yeah, like we get now we get curses. Now, fortunately, the curses are non-threatening, right? Look at that. Impish Scholar. Look at that. Incredible. Impish Scholar suddenly defeats my man. Impish Scholar actually just straight up defeated Diligent. That's incredible work. Go team. We always appreciate it, Impish Scholar. You're a hero. Let's go ahead and just important work past this. Gem Trove. Don't mind if I do. Damage. Fantastic. Anything that says damage is good. Great work. Let's throw a second imp for sure. Let's hit that imp in a box. See what we roll here. More imps. They're fine, I guess. Take a Shade Splitter. I'm going to save the alloy here to put us ahead against Diligent. And then I guess I'm going to throw third imp, right? No reason not to. Do I care about these imps? Not really. I'm just going to play them out, I guess. It's fine. Sure. They're not important. Now we do, unfortunately, because of all those 3 Infernos simultaneously, we get slowed down for it. But we at least clear the floor out. You can see these numbers are looking good, though, which I like. I'm going to play this Shade Splitter and burn it. This looks weird until you realize this lets me draw faster by killing the guy middle, which I really appreciate. Okay, we have some double heavy waves coming up. These are the real threats. We need to address them if possible. Burn is on Rage Serum here. We're definitely playing double imps. There's no question about it. The real question is... do I click Perils? I don't think I do. I think we are putting... 4 damage shield ever worth it? Yeah, it is, I think. Alright. I could have actually put more by playing the perils in the middle here. That was a mistake. I should have had like 9 damage shield there. Yeah. I overthought that and made a mistake as a response. Yeah, this is a bad turn, but we're looking at 400 stuff here. Honestly, though, the fact that I'm pushing this much is pretty good, right? Pretty solid. I want to burn a Shade Splitter? I think I do. It's something, I suppose. Doesn't do anything. So I think the play is to save... Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this guy on back. It's just saving a hit, right? It's like whatever. Okay, we take 10. Oof, I don't like it. I don't like it. The double heavy waves coming up. Alright. We at least see some tools here that I think are going to be useful for us. I must click Inferno, I think. I think it's going to be Umbra Stone in the back. Take another 10, but I get to Inferno mid-floor as a result, which is helpful. Alright. Take another 10. Don't love it. It's not good. It's not promising. Now, remember, we're intentionally not playing perils here. That is a tool that's going to help our game plan in the next combat. So, keep that in mind. We do clear this wave, at least, which is something. See an Inferno as well. Alright, we're clearing this floor, at least, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and Final Inferno middle, and then we get double damage shield upstairs. Is it worth 13? I'm going to put him in the back. It's fine. 600 armor? Is that enough? We don't do a lot of damage, but we do pull it off. Okay, we're out. Managed to keep her alive, actually, and we can push even better numbers here, which is kind of amusing. We do get through. Okay, fair enough. A lot of turns, but we do manage to get there, so hopefully Divinity is better. Look how slow this is. This is pain. If it weren't for ashes, I think we might be cooked here. We are, actually. Without ashes, we're toast. So, okay. Alright, Divinity, don't do me wrong. Now, Perils is very focused damage, which I think will get to the point where it does a lot of work, if I can draw it quick enough. Right? That's the goal. Alright, turn 1 draw is pretty close to optimal, I'm just going to tell you. So, we're going to do it. I'm just going to immediately start this number game. Ember, fantastic. This is, I need to keep Queen alive at this point, although I think the 9 damage shield in back gets me through Divinity. I'm going to play that. She's going to get armor, right? So I'm not afraid of this. Cool, great. Fantastic. Keep playing cards. This is a little bit of a bummer. We haven't drawn an Imp or an Inferno yet. Armor here goes in front for sure. Damage in back. Take out the Shade Wings here. I'm going to go ahead, take out a guy on middle just to get rid of him. Okay. I should see a friend soon. Alright, we see everyone. Great, the gang is all here. It looks bad until you start dropping huge chunks of armor down. And the Umbra Stone needs to be played. And Nexus Spike is, of course, being played bottom floor. What's coming up? Double Infernos on the horizon. I should Inferno mid-floor here then. Okay, good. Damage scaling, great. This random Perils may have just like saved me, yeah? In kind of bizarre fashion. We're gonna hit an Inferno in 2 turns, so go ahead and hit the big man, I think. Throw 80, it's good. Alright, we see Inferno. I had the feeling we would. Numerically, it was pretty likely. Shade Splitter, play it bottom. Destroy it for Cannibalize. Take the other Shade Splitter. Pretty good rolls. I'll always take a Minor. We're at 130 by 2, so that's looking pretty decent. Mini-boss, we got the scary guy, but I have to Inferno middle here, so this floor is killable. Alright. Mini-boss, mini-boss, mini-boss. Alright, we get an Inferno that will be going into that man. I'm going to go ahead and just nuke mid-floor to begin with. Great work. Let's look at the Imp in a box. I mean, I won't say no to Pyre Chomper. I'm going to throw a Molting Imp at middle. I'm also going to throw this Quick Impling at him because it does an extra 60. May as well get the Pyre Chomper shot. Great. Top floor cleared. 12 damage shield. This ensures Divinity Relentless for 22 damage shield. Okay. Alright, we've managed to do some amount of damage to this guy. It's looking spicy. Throw the imps at him for sure. Shoot him. Wow, I can actually super get there. Here's the trick, right? If I play the Impling, he's dead. Yeah, okay, here's the deal. Yeah, we're going to play out... I can't believe we actually managed to clear this guy. This is 100% because I'm at 100 shards. If you go way too much farther on this, you absolutely cook yourself. Yeah, he's down. Outrageous. I'm going to go ahead and just take the shot on him. Doesn't matter. Let's put this on the next floor. We have him dead. Dead to rights, so we're going to go ahead and move on from there. That was close. Close. I need another Inferno. Great news. Monster Train. Incredible. Oh man, look at the numbers are all here. I can't play Cannibalize. That's okay. We get to Inferno, the scariest floor here. We actually clear top floor too, which is incredible news. Alright, now we have to deal with the next scariest man in here, which is 100% the guy on mid-floor. So let's go ahead and Inferno him. 620 is the name of the game. Let's push 19 on him then. He's scary. Okay. The ritual helps here a lot. The Hornbreak helps here a lot. We're almost there. I think we get there. Oh my god, we did it. Monster Train, I can't believe it. We won. Whew. Alright, and this is enough to push through Divinity. Alright. Curses, what are they? I'm not afraid of no ghost. We get the W. Outrageous. This is some truly challenging nonsense. We're just playing the cards because it's a victory lap at this point. Yikes. We could have actually afforded to leak that guy a little bit, right? We have the health. That 45 from that one combat, I would say in hindsight that was a mistake, but I'm not really upset about it because I was actually genuinely afraid for Shartail Queen's life at that point. And like 45 damage coming in, I was like, I need to take that hit. And it cost us a lot of health walking into this particular fight, but at the same time, I didn't end up needing it. It's a gamble either way, right? Is the health important now or later? I don't know. You tell me. At the moment, it seemed like now, but at the Divinity, it seemed like later. Anyway, I can't read the future, so... And it's a victory all the same. Whew! This would have killed me on Trainwreck. In hindsight, this is a low-scoring run. It's weak. In hindsight, on Trainwreck, I think you have to go the other direction on Morsel Maiden and Morselmaster and full gamble on finding another multi-strike, right? You just have to go in tunnel vision and hope for the best. I don't even know what else you do here. You just don't see... You see too many Umbra units, not enough solutions in Hellhorned. I mean, I'm trying to think of what even we saw. It was like, there was a Horned Warrior. There was eventually a Gurg's Goad, so that's cool. I mean, that would have been 3 hits, which is fine. But I think the morsel scaling did at least account for a good chunk of scaling in the end. I don't know if it would have been equivalent, right? You'd be more reliant on the Perils line into Diligent, which is dicey. I don't know. You might be able to squeeze it out. It depends a lot on what the other shops look like. But at this point, at 100 shards, our solution here works. It gets the job done. And this is a toughie. This is multi-strike when you see it and then hope for the best. And please, Monster Train, show me some kind of a line. Anything that gets me there. In this case, we barely skate by. We narrowly killed every mini-boss. Very risky, in fact. So I'm really actually glad we went in on the Perils, to be honest with you. There was a potential argument for duping the Perils, by the way. This results in a much weaker Diligent, but a potentially much stronger Divinity. I considered it. I do think in hindsight, duping the Inferno was correct. See how many waves that saved me so much on in Divinity. Those wide floors are big concerns. Plus, this 100 did chunk into those mini-bosses. Each mini-boss was hit by an Inferno, which we wouldn't have gotten if we hadn't duped it. So, pretty good, I think. It's pretty good. Inferno, is it good? Yes, it's great, in fact. Love this card. It's just really hyper awesome. Kill everything. What else? Gem Trove, Ritual, a lot of good stuff here. Welder Helper doing a lot. A real dicey run, but I think we're just strong enough to pull it off, and I'm glad we are. So let's see, what else is there worth calling out? I think this Nexus Spike was nice. I'm actually pretty pleased I grabbed this. That was good. Basically just draw this, kill a floor, and then also get 3 morsels out of it. Pretty cool. Cannibalize was functional. I think I could have maybe skipped Cannibalize, but at the time I didn't have Gem Trove yet, so you kind of had to take something. The rest of this is stuff I either had or leaned into a little bit here or there. I don't know. So I think we made the right choices along the way, though I think there were a lot of close calls. This ring 4 was ring 5, actually, was it? It was dicey. 69 damage taken. Nice. It was dicey because 45 of that was potentially damage I didn't need to take. We ended up being okay. But I've already talked about that enough. I'm not terribly upset about it. It's a gamble, a mixed bag. I basically make one choice versus another, hope for the best. Have a hard time visualizing what the end boss's relentless phase looks like. Are we strong enough? Do we have enough health? Do we do enough damage? We fortunately were pretty low on shards, which does matter a lot for Harpy, so it ended up working out. I think in hindsight could have saved 45 here and had it for the Divinity if we needed it, but fortunately we did not need it because we played into perils. So that's Monster Train, baby. I don't know what else to tell you. So we're going to let it go there. That's 266 wins on the series. That is one of the harder runs I've had in recent history, but we take it. It's a win all the same. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.